Games, Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life here with a Design Your Own set. It is time to cover Fear Factory. We are making our way through the big boys, or I guess the GBHBL favourites, so to speak. The ones that crop up a lot. And Fear Factory, we're always going to get Design Your Own set. Fairly straightforward in the sense that they have enough work, but then putting that into our 18 set list. And as always, we have an intro song. Part 1, which is, we split apart, which is 7 tracks. Part 2, another 7. And then your encore, which is 3 tracks. So, get us started then. What's your intro?
So my intro is actually slightly different. I'm not having a song. Well, I am, but I'm not expecting the band to actually perform it.
Oh, are you? Okay.
So they're okay to just play this out over the stereo as a kind of build up with them walking out, and that's timelessness.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because I needed this in there somewhere, and there's no other way in the world to fit this into a gig. And it'd be too much of a weird one for them to come out and actually perform that as a first song. So it's like, do you know what? Lights go down, that starts playing out. It's short.
Yeah, but
and as it's coming out, the band come out, and then it's got a follow up that will, when they kick in, which is kind of done on purpose off the back of it.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, I did have Timeless written amongst this when I first put the list together. In the end, I just couldn't find a place for it. I had to leave off another one that I'm pissed off about, but there you go. Timelessness, yeah, great choice. Mine is simple. It's demanufacture. You start off hard and heavy. It's got a little bit of an intro, so you can kind of have that bit. And then off you go. Right, then, well, I'll do my part 1 first then. So, 7 tracks. So, I want to keep it heavy. We got an Edge Crosser. Straight after that, Obsolete. Some of the more obvious Fear Factory live ones. Then we go to a controversial one, so to speak. Controversial in the fact that this and a couple of others on this set will never get played. Archetype, the title track from Archetype, is banging. Then we go, keeping it modern, New Messiah, The Industrialist, before we go back to the manufacturer for Replica. And then we go to Transgression for 540,000 degrees Fahrenheit. I love that song. It's basically the one major highlight of Transgression. Then we go to Power Shifter for Mechanize before part 1 ends with Scum Grief off Soul of a New Machine.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so my first section.
Right, Timelessness
Timelessness is coming to an end. The band are all out there. Everyone's hyped up, and then it goes straight into Shock.
Okay, banging.
Shock into Christploitation to Demanufacture, Soul Hacker, Scapegoat, Power Shifter, and then Strain versus Resistance. Okay,
so there's some similarities there.
Yeah.
You picked a...
But I wanted to go straight in, mainly because the timelessness is there to, lull people in. Yeah. And it's such a beautiful bit of music.
It is.
Singing as well. But also, I didn't want it to be sung by Burton, because I'm not sure he would perform it as well as it sounds on record anymore. Then to go into that, and then, you're going to have the kind of warbly effect, and it's going to go straight into Shock.
Yeah, that's actually really good, actually. I like that start, yeah.
And, we go quite heavy early on, and then, we kind of, start pulling it back a little bit. Soul Hacker and Power Shifter have a bit more...
Yeah, it's
a little bit more of a chill
vibe.
I'm a big fan of the song. I think it's a great song.
It is a great song. Right, part 2 then. My next 7. Difference Engine from The Industrialist. I really can't... This is a sort of secret love of mine. Do you know this song well?
Yeah, very well.
Yeah, because... And there's a bit in it that... Dun, 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 dun. I could almost picture fireworks going off when that goes off. That's why it's kind of like my kick back in one. Then we hit Shock, of course.
Yeah.
Then I go back to Demanufacture for Zero Signal, a semi-forgotten track on that album. Soul Hacker from Genexus also. Then I have Martyr from Soul of a New Machine. Then Archetype off that album again, Bite the Hand That Bleeds. Before the main portion of the set ends with Descent from Obsolete.
Cool. Good song as well.
Yeah.
So, Strain vs. Resistance is done. First song up, New Messiah.
Cool.
From that into Martyr, so going back in time a bit, but a banging song.
Yeah.
Replica. And then I had a little kind of let's, give people a bit of a breather here.
Okay.
While I love all this heavy stuff, maybe some of the other people like the other stuff. So I have allowed them to play Linchpin.
Oh my God, you put it in. All right, yeah, okay.
You know what?
It's an easier.
But also live, I'd probably enjoy it still. I'm not going to pretend
Absolutely,
I don't.
yeah.
And then from Linchpin, after that, Regenerate. I have put in Human Shields. However, I expect it to be cut early.
Yeah.
That's good. Otherwise, you can't keep it going for 10 minutes of I don't know, it's talking and effects.
Yeah.
And then my kind of big double ending then is to go from Human Shields, which has been the end of the softer part, to go into Hunter Killer, HK Hunter Killer, from the Demanufacture album, and then the ending of the main portion is with Resurrection.
Right.
which I know is going to be in your set, and you probably did what I did, which was like, my initial thing is, well, it has to be the fucking end of the encore. Do you know what I mean? But I had to do something. I did something different.
I have actually done something different. I'm not. The
it's in there, though, isn't it?
Of course, it's fucking in there. But the expectation is, my biggest problem was I identified 4 Fear Factory songs that could have been the end of my encore.
Yeah, I had this problem as well.
Yeah, 2 massive epics. Descent was one of my choices, and Resurrection was another one as well.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, my encore then. So it actually starts with Resurrection. So basically, my encore is more based in the melodic side of things, but the hugeness. So it's Resurrection that brings them back, is what they start with back on stage. And then they go to Invisible Wounds, Dark Bodies from Digimortal.
I love that song.
Yeah, I think it's a great best thing on Digimortal.
Little bit of that melody at the beginning, man.
The dun 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 dun. Yes. And even when it kicks in, this isn't a heavy track.
No. It's nice. It's the verses are like, you know, almost fades out completely and just leaves them singing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good song.
And then we get to the final song, and this was between 2. And I settled on a one that not only do I like better, but I think for people leaving a venue has the better ending.
Right.
Final Exit from Mechanize.
Cool. That was
There's
a good
my
song.
encore.
Strong song.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So I think I've chosen the other one that you didn't go to. But
Okay, cool.
So my encore is, again, I want to pump the energy back up now. So when they come out, they're going to do Edge Crusher. Mm-hmm. And they're going to go from Edge Crusher into Difference Engine.
Yep.
And then the ending is Expiration Date. However, as I would expect then, as the kind of main portion of that song ends, that it will probably fade out, and the ending of it will just be like an outro as they're saying their goodbyes and everything, and it'll still be the ending of Expiration Date kind of ringing in as we're all walking out of the building.
Exactly, that would Final Exit the same for me.
Yeah, you have to do that, don't you? Because, you know, otherwise the last 7 minutes of the of the gig is just standing there watching the band standing still.
Yeah, when the guitars and the drums and everything stops, and it's just the effects. Yeah, I mean, and I love the fact that literally both our final song is the 2 that I would, you know, and I'm imagining you're the same. Which one is the final track? Yeah. You know, and you say it could have easily been Resurrection or even Descent, just for that
Resurrection
bigness.
When I wrote this list out, my initial thing, and I often do this, is I write all the songs that I want just off the top of my head, and like, because I instantly will know, like, maybe in some of the bands, all of them, in some of them more than I need, and in some of them, and then I have to take out ones. I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake, I'm gonna have to drop some here. But with this one, I probably got like 15 or 16. I was like, yeah, they're guaranteed. And Resurrection was instantly my last song. And then it was only as I'm building the gig and I'm like, I can't have Expiration Date in the middle. That doesn't work. I can only have that at the end, and I don't want to not have it. Do you know what I mean? So you start going, right, I'm going to bump Resurrection. I can't have it in the middle of the encore. So it's got to be, you know, somewhere important. Yeah. So yeah, you almost overthink it a bit. You know, I spend way more time thinking about these sets than I really need to. You know, where I'm like picturing myself there and like, you know, with that beginning, it's like, okay, so I've had timelessness. What do I want to come up? I could do. No, I wouldn't feel that. And it's like shock. Oh yeah, and you start thinking in your head like, I'm in the pit. I'm there. I'm like, I get it.
You've seen Fear Factory live X amount of times, so you have an experience with a lot of these songs live. So there's that as well. But yeah, I'm glad you're spending a lot of time, because I too as well, and it is a genuine attempt to build this into the perfect fucking Fear Factory or band set. And it's fun. I actually find it fun when I get to the stage where I'm like, oh shit, I've got 18 tracks, but I've got these 2 that I still can't include. Yeah. What can I do? You know, there we have, you know, there you go. Right. Fear Factory, design your own set. Let us know what yours is in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?